Welcome to Brain Vision.
Hey everyone, today we're solving problem number 30 from chapter 11 of the textbook, which essentially asks if you're developing a new product like a web browser, for instance, how would you successfully break into the market, which already has significant barriers to entry in place? So I think the first thing is that you need to be well informed, so you need to do your research on the market itself. Research, for example, web browsers research the history of Google. How did it start? How did Firefox get into it? How did Firefox become just as successful? At times, even more successful. So research, figure out your target audience. Who are you trying to reach out to? Your competitors, their prices for their products. Those things are super important. But this is like super important. You need to research. Once you have your research, you need to plan. That would be my suggestion. Have plans. Make a sales plan. What's your pitch going to be? Are you going to go out into the streets and see if consumers actually enjoy your product before you actually sell it? Plan and then set goals. Set price goals. What's your price going to be? Maybe you want to see how the price is going to fluctuate and the response from the consumers. How many consumers do you want to get? All those things. Setting goals is super important. And planning is super important once you have your research packed down. Once you have that, maybe determining a budget is important. So working with the finances. So I'll say budget. That'd be my suggestion. Work out the money situation. But don't focus too much on the money, because another important thing is that you want to focus on relationships, not price building. Which is what I'm going to get to next. So budget and work on finance stuff. So I'll just write finance, or financials rather. And don't think of it as something like you have to get out of the way, because that is, in the end of the day, your budgeting and your financials, figuring out what your marginal cost is going to be, what your marginal revenue is going to be. Those things are important. That is where your profit maximizing point is going to be for your product. So you have to figure that out. Okay, then I would say network, start building relations, or actually maybe do strategize. That's super important before you network. Kind of like similar to planning, but also different. So figure out who you could partner with, who you're going to try to reach out to. Once you strategize about those things, and strategize, like, that's similar to research in some ways, but also different. It could come a little bit later on. Then I would say the biggest thing is networking. So networking means reaching out to different people, different organizations, looking for sponsorships. Things like that are all super important. Google is fueled by advertisements through sponsors. Sponsors pay Google money to get their ads on websites. For instance, maybe that's not the best example, like YouTube, for instance, you see the ads on the side and you see ads that play. The companies that run those advertisements, those companies pay YouTube, and that's how YouTube makes its money. So networking with and getting sponsorships and partnering, those are all super important. And then maybe change things up. If you see in a few weeks that things aren't working, change things up. Change price, change logo, change marketing, change advertising. Change could be a super important tool later on in how to go about it. So I think these are some different ways that you could break into a new market with significant barriers to entry. I've listed some barriers to entry here. You can see a lot of them are government involved. Predatory pricing is another way, but it often goes unnoticed, so you'll probably be fine, but I wouldn't encourage you to do that. But intimidating potential competitors, you can do that in other ways, I don't know if I don't know, you can. It's typically illegal and it goes against antitrust policies that are already in place. But predatory pricing, people have done it in the past and it's worked. So, hey, who knows? But I say these are all great ways to really essentially go about making your market successful, even with significant barriers to entry. Start here with your research. always be well informed about things like target market, competitor price points, things like that. And this could be a potential way to game change your business and your idea that you want to implement, even if it has significant barriers of entry. So there you have it. If you guys enjoyed my extensive video explanation of this problem, please hit the like button next to it. I hope you all have a nice day, and thank you for watching today.